Wow! Do you remember 4 years ago tonight? Whoa! It was hot back then, but it is really hot now. Whew. I think this thing's going to come off tonight. Whew. Wow. Roll up the sleeves. We're getting down to work in New Brunswick. Yeah. Oh, wow. Thanks, Doc. Great to have you here. Oh, thank you to everybody for being here. Je suis tellement fier que tous sont ici ce soir avec nous. Un grand merci à chacun et chacune qui est venu ici partout toute la province du Nouveau-Brunswick. Un grand merci. Oh. I know we have 4 of our federal colleagues here tonight. I want to thank each of them for their work, and thank you so much for being with us tonight as well. Un grand merci à chacun de nos députés fédéraux qui sont ici avec nous ce soir. I want to begin with a direct message to the people of the Carleton riding, the new Carleton riding. And I know about 40% of this riding is new to me as your MLA. Tonight I want to humbly accept the nomination for the Carleton riding. Thank you so much. I want to thank each of you from the Carleton riding for your ongoing support and encouragement. Today, and actually last night, Ron and I had a chance to sleep in our own bed last night. And that hasn't happened as much as I'd like. But you know something? The dedication, the commitment, the hard work of our volunteers here, the board of directors, this incredible community, allows me to represent you in Fredericton, and allows me to work on behalf of all the people of New Brunswick, and I want to thank you for that. This has been a 15-year journey that I've been able to represent the people, first of the Woodstock riding and now of the Carleton riding in the legislature. And it truly is a team effort, both with our board of directors and our incredible volunteers, very importantly with Rhonda and with John and Ben. You know, and ultimately, John is here with us tonight. John is doing a lot of work with Craig Leonard on the ground in Fredericton. I want to say thank you to that, John. Ben wishes he could be here, but Ben won't be flying home until Thursday. And Ben is the reality of 22,000 other New Brunswickers. And that is why we are here tonight. I also want to thank my mom and dad who are here tonight. Yesterday was Dad's birthday. So I hadn't called him. And I think he was probably wondering what's going on with his son. But we rolled in the big bus into their apartment complex at about 10 o'clock last night and surprised them. So just to Mom and Dad, thank you so much for your guidance, support, for everything that you've done for me over many years. Rhonda's mom and dad, Fred and Alice Stairs, are here tonight as well. And again, I couldn't ask for a better mother and father-in-law, and just thank you so much for your support and for the rest of the family who's here tonight. And thank you so much for many of you who have come from across our province, many of you who are incredible volunteers, because you believe in the PC Party and what we stand for, what our principles are. And thank you for being there through thick and thin. You are what makes the PC Party strong. Merci à nos bénévoles. Vous êtes la raison pour laquelle que nous sommes forts comme un parti, et vous êtes la raison pour laquelle que nous avons la chance, comme candidat, comme député, de travailler chaque jour pour les gens du Nouveau-Brunswick. Un grand merci à nos bénévoles. The trust that you've placed in me is overwhelming. I truly believe the success of New Brunswick will come from our people, not from government like our opponents believe. C'est une différence fondamentale. Together, we have the opportunity to choose the future we want to build in New Brunswick. And now is the time to make that choice. New Brunswick is at an absolute turning point. And in this election, you are being asked to make the most important decision that we have faced in generations. The choice is clear. We can say yes to developing our natural resources to create real jobs now. Or we can say no and go back to the Sean Graham-style tax, borrow, and spend government. No, absolutely not. We can say no and watch more of our young people leave. Or we can say yes to real jobs and real economic growth. We can say no and watch more businesses boarding up and more families trying to sell their homes and moving west. Or we can say yes to building up our communities and provide a prosperous future for our families here at home. For the next few weeks, you're going to hear me and my team talking about our plan for jobs, healthy families, vibrant communities, and responsible government. And Brian Gallant, yes, we have to be responsible as a government. The solid and experienced team, and get this, 34 returning MLAs as candidates. Okay? Every cabinet minister returning as candidate. And 15 phenomenal leaders prepared to step up to the plate on behalf of the PC Party of New Brunswick. Our party is the only party saying yes to $10 billion in short-term private sector investment. And I want to repeat those words. $10 billion of private sector investment through natural resource development. Nous sommes le seul parti avec une vision claire pour la création d'emplois et pour le développement de nos ressources naturelles. We're saying yes to the very same natural resource development that's fueling record investments in education, innovation, healthcare, and care for our seniors in the hottest economies in North America. I'm speaking about the have economies, like Alberta, Saskatchewan, British Columbia, Newfoundland, and Labrador, where so many of New Brunswick's sons and daughters, husbands and wives, and mums and dads are working today. As parents, Rhonda and I are concerned about the consequences of saying no to jobs and natural resource development on our communities. I've got a question for you tonight. How many people here tonight have friends, family, neighbors that are working away from New Brunswick because they haven't got another opportunity? Raise your hand. Okay, look at this, okay? This is what this election is all about. This election is about a vision for the future of New Brunswick, a vision where our young people, our mums and dads, our families are able to put down roots and stay here in New Brunswick. We're all concerned about the families of the 22,000 New Brunswickers who are working outside of our province in the very same industries that we can choose to develop here. Our plan is simple. We need to develop our natural resources, creating real jobs, and bring our people home. That's right. But the real question is, why doesn't my opponent want the same thing? Et pour la première fois de notre histoire, nous sommes à risque de voir notre excellente qualité de vie détruite par ceux qui disent non à notre avenir. Saying no or saying nothing has clear consequences for our families and our communities. If we say no to jobs and a stronger economy, who will build our communities? Who will staff the local volunteer fire department? Who will volunteer to coach minor hockey and minor baseball and soccer and basketball teams? Where will the kids come? Where will the kids come from to fill our schools? Who will lead our scouts, our Girl Guides, 4-H, cadets, and school groups, helping our young people become leaders? Who will be there to support our local service clubs, like the Royal Canadian Legion, Rotary, Knights of Columbus, Lions, and the WI, who are always there for our seniors? We can and we must do better. We don't have to listen to those who will say no to progress, prosperity, and a brighter future. We can say yes to jobs, growing communities, and healthy families here at home. 4 years ago, remember 4 years ago, the Sean Graham Liberals tried to sell away New Brunswick's energy independence to Hydro-Quebec. That's right, it's only 4 years ago. Today, Brian Gallant is saying no to New Brunswick's energy future and our future. I want to take a moment to speak about what it is my opponent is saying when he says no to shale gas and natural resource development. Does that mean, Bruce Northrop, that he wants to shut down the 30 operating natural gas wells in New Brunswick today? They're the very same wells that produce affordable gas that makes the potash mines in Sussex work and puts hundreds of people to work. If my opponent wants to shut down the hundreds of jobs our current gas industry fuels, then that's his choice. But does he really know and understand the negative impact of a moratorium on other energy-intensive industries like forestry, manufacturing, and mining? Sadly, the answer is no. Est-ce qu'il comprend les effets négatifs d'un moratoire pour les emplois et pour notre économie? Encore, la réponse est malheureusement no. My opponent must answer how he can say he supports the $3 billion LNG export terminal project while he opposes developing a local natural gas supply. Hey, Gallant, here's some news. The last two letters in LNG stand for natural gas. That's right. And here's something else, Brian. It's not just any natural gas. It's New Brunswick liquefied natural gas. LNG from New Brunswick. My opponent needs to explain how companies are going to make billions of dollars of investments in our province if we don't have a local supply of affordable energy. I also hear my opponent supposedly supports the Energy East pipeline from Alberta to St. John. But I'm a bit confused because he says no to safely frack fuel. The very same fuel, I might add, that's powering his campaign bus. Okay? That's the reality. So what does Gallant actually think is going to be flowing through that pipe to St. John? You know something? It ain't New Brunswick maple syrup. We love our maple syrup, okay? But it ain't New Brunswick maple syrup. I can tell you what it is. It's safely produced Canadian bitumen. That's what's coming to New Brunswick. And this is what it looks like. Make no mistake about it. A no to shale gas development today is a yes to higher taxes tomorrow, to pay for my opponent's reckless, big spending program that has already said that it will add $1.5 billion to the debt. Because you know something? Minister Higgs, where are you? This guy's done a phenomenal job, and what Brian Gallant wants to do is undo the work that we've begun. You know something? Brian Gallant doesn't realize that the bank is broke. He's already committed to raising property tax on 16,000 small and medium-sized businesses. And he's going to make it more difficult to attract and retain doctors by increasing their taxes in our province. He actually has said this. He has a plan to make New Brunswick the highest tax rate province in the country. That's where he's headed. What other taxes will he raise for his reckless spending announcements? Yesterday, it was to spend $900 million in borrowed funds to create 1,700 short-term jobs. My opponent wants to spend $88,000 per job per year. That's both crazy and scary at the same time. Even Sean Graham wouldn't have endorsed that math. That's right. That's why our team stands with New Brunswickers who don't want to pay for my opponent's moratorium and foolish spending. We stand with New Brunswickers who don't want to pay for his on-the-job training. Notre plan est clair, avec un accent sur les emplois et le développement de gaz naturel et nos ressources naturelles. It's a sharp contrast to Galland's vague tax, borrow, and spend schemes. A true plan for the future requires a responsible approach to government and a clear vision for the economy. Together, we're saying yes to jobs and developing our natural resources. Yes. That's right. That's right. People of Greater Moncton say yes. Yes. People of Albert, Kings, and Queens County say yes. Yes. Gens de Madawaska et Victoria, disons oui. Oui. Gens de la région Chaleur, disons oui. Oui. People of the Miramichi say yes. Yes. Gens de la Comté de Kent, disons oui. Oui. People of the Valley, say yes. Yes. People of Greater St. John, say yes. Yes. People of Charlotte, say yes. Yes. People in Greater Fredericton, say yes. Yes. And people of Carleton County, say yes. Yes. And the people of New Brunswick, say yes. Disons oui. C'est vrai. Brian Gallant, our voice is getting stronger every day. We want great jobs here at home. How do we get them? Say yes. We want our kids working here in our communities. How can we make it happen? Say yes. Nous voulons les meilleurs systèmes d'éducation et de santé au monde. Comment pouvons-nous le réaliser? Disons oui. We all want new job opportunities and economic growth. That's why we're taking off. It's the right thing for us here now. Say yes. Yes. And I want to be absolutely clear today. I'm running to be Premier, not to oppose any man, any party, or any idea. Je suis ici pour dire oui à l'avenir que nous choisissons au lieu de rester figés tandis que nos jeunes nous quittent notre province. I'm here today to say yes to our province where our families can find great jobs and can grow strong roots in their own communities. I'm here to say yes to building proud and growing communities where we all can share in the success of our beautiful province and our great nation. Cette élection présente un choix clair. This election is about the very future of our province and who has the real plan to create jobs and to grow the economy now. Don't just hope for a better life. Vote for one. That's right. That's right. A stronger energy sector positively affects everybody in New Brunswick, whether you work in retail or real estate or in an office, whether you work in construction or natural resources. A stronger energy sector will help all workers in our province. They will have more job choices for their skills. The business they work at now will be more secure. Raises and promotions will be possible again. Everywhere gas and oil activity happens, greater wealth and opportunity is created. That's the choice we face as a province. Are we going to let the peddlers of doom and despair hold us back? Or do we want more wealth and opportunity for our people? Yes. Are we going to give our young people a real choice to stay home and make a great living? Yes. Are we going to seize the opportunity that is right in front of us? Yes. My friends, it is time to say yes to our workers, for our families, for our communities, and for New Brunswick. This is not the time to step back. It's the time to step up. Join me and say yes. Yes! Together, we will create a prosperous and caring province where the dreams of all New Brunswickers can be fulfilled here at home. I'm here to get the job done on safe natural resource development that will build a foundation for jobs and a strong economy for generations to come. Our plan for New Brunswick is real. My commitment to you is real. We have built a strong foundation over the last 4 years. It hasn't always been easy. And now, as a province, we must say yes to the fantastic opportunities that are available to us today. If you want to say yes to jobs and responsible natural resource development, I'm asking for your vote. All together, say yes to New Brunswick. Yes. Say yes to New Brunswick. Disons oui au Nouveau-Brunswick. Yes. Nouveau-Brunswick. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.